Good Tuesday evening, folks. Chief Meteorologist Tim Pandajis here with you. It's October 15th, 2024, and we're watching the tropics with two tropical waves, one of which may possibly become Nadine soon. That's the next name on our list. Is it possible? Yes, but it is not a definite. It's not written in stone. Development odds have actually slightly been lowered in the 7-day stretch of things. I'll show you that in just a second. The Gulf of Mexico looks out of play. The overall general pattern, there'll be a front sagging on through, and that'll act to block any systems from coming up into the Gulf of Mexico, at least for the next 7 to 10 days, which is some good news for Gulf Coast residents. The next names on the deck, Nadine and Oscar, as you saw. So here's a look at the overall basin. Not a whole lot going on, but there are definitely a few areas that grab your eye. And this right here is Invest 94L. Remember what Invest means, investigative area. 94 is just a number that cycles through 90 to 99. And the L indicates that it is in the Atlantic Basin. I did talk about odds getting lowered. In the long range, however, in the short range, in the next 48 hours, they've actually been increased to 30% chance of tropical development, and has dropped from 60% yesterday to 50% today. Still 50-50 odds of this developing into a named storm, which would be Nadine. It is moving generally to the west, and you can see it has a little bit more convection here as compared to yesterday, when there was not a whole lot going on with it. And you can see a little bit more of its overall structure when we look at visible satellite imagery from earlier today. You can see the overall spin here, the low-level surface rotation there, with some of the convection getting blown off. There's definitely some wind shear working on this system right now, but it is forecast to move generally to the west and in a somewhat favorable environment for tropical development. Now, you look at this track on our spaghetti plots, and that does look ominous. But models have actually been trending towards a weaker system with 94L. So if it does indeed track towards populated areas, it'll likely be a weaker system when it does get there, which is a good thing. Certainly still bringing impacts. We could still see widespread heavy rain that could lead to flash flooding in a lot of spots, but it doesn't look to be a bona fide hurricane, at least at this point, but still needs to be closely watched, obviously, this time of the year. If it was eventually to be a threat to the U.S., at this point and where it's located in the Atlantic, it's about 8 to 10 days out from being a potential threat based on the average speed that these storms move. So a lot of time to watch this. Aside from 94L, we're going to go into the far western Caribbean, areas that have developed a lot of memorable storms so far this season. And there is another wave that you can see generally sitting and spinning here, tucked in the far western Caribbean. Chances of development on this have also gone down. 10% chance within the next 48 hours, 20% chance within the next 7 days. Now, this is a very broad circulation, a lot of tropical moisture here, obviously, but odds are that this just builds west and inland to Central America and brings a lot of flooding rains in those particular parts. So that's going to be something that's going to also bring some impacts. That's the latest out in the tropical basin, those two tropical waves, the possibility of one of which of becoming our next named system, Nadine. If you have any questions, you can always find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, and on TikTok. I'll see you again tomorrow.